Warning, this podcast may contain adult language that is not suitable for younger viewers. Viewer discretion is advised. Also, this podcast may contain spoilers, so if you're not into that sort of thing, you might want to skedaddle.
Hey guys!
Welcome to Nakamacast.
Tanaka cast.
Nah, we're just...
The
it's
mud.
just us!
The mud is gone this week.
It's just the Nakacast.
Just the Nakas. The Nakas, the Makas. We're knocking them up, knocking them down.
It's just us this week. Nate has work and Drew has family things.
Has to help his grandma get her hair dyed.
Has to drive her.
So, you know,
Alright.
what a reason to miss the Comicast. But anyway, we do have some news this week. Just starting off, hopefully this goes well with just me and Dakota.
I think it will, as much as you and I talk. Normally, just texting the lady. Let me know I gotta go for about an hour.
We're used to having the other people fill in the gaps, but we're gonna have to do it. So you're gonna have to hear a lot of our opinions today.
Just us.
It's like a long Nakamacast. This is Nakamacast. It's like a long weekday one-up where we don't look at the camera as much and we just talk about anime.
Yeah.
So in the news,
just think of this as weekday one up the movie.
That's exactly what it is. So in the news spectrum.
The news spectrum. Ooh, can we call that our news segment?
The news spectrum.
The news spectrum. We'll
Sure.
come up with like a thing.
That was the name the whole time. You just didn't know.
The whole time.
All
right. I was a little quiet on the last podcast. I noticed. I listened to it. I listen to every podcast.
Well, you're not going to be this time.
No.
It's just me and you.
Just me. You know who's quiet every time? Drew.
Well, we talk about a lot of things he doesn't know about. Okay, so we want to start off. I didn't actually have this written down for news, but you mentioned, oops.
Don't bump the table, you dick.
You mentioned we should talk about it. Giguk
Garant from the Anime Zone.
From the Anime Zone, also from Podtaku, has made a return, quote unquote.
Yes. If you don't know, if you're not a fan, I mean, if you're a fan of Podtaku, if you're a fan of us, you're probably a fan of Podtaku. So, he came out all year last year, was busy with his podcast and his job with Podtaku and whatnot. And all year last year, he released 3 videos, I think. 2 of those of which were at the beginning of the year in like February or January even, whenever those came out, and that was his anime in 2013 review. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's incredible. 2 parts, they're both great. And then he did a review, I think, of Rail Wars. And I think that's about it. And then he didn't do anything else the rest of the year. And so we were like, "Oh, is this guy dead?" No, he was working on a Comicast. He's like an engineer.
I don't think he was working on the Comicast.
Not in a Comicast. He was working on Podtaku. I don't know the full story. Obviously, I don't live in England because he's British. I can't be like, "What's he doing?" But he came out and the beginning of the year he came out and released Part 1 of Anime in 2014, a year in review. And everybody lost their minds. They were like, yes, he's back. He's finally doing it again.
The return of Giguk.
The return of Garant Giguk. And we were like, yes, okay. And he said, I'll see you on Part 2. And we were like, all right. Where is it? A week goes by. None. Sorry, I might take a little bit of long day. He does a lot of editing. 2 weeks go by. Okay, he's probably busy. 3 weeks. All right, okay, I'll give him a month goes by. 2 months, 3 months. And then I checked at least once a week for the first month or 2. Then finally I was just like, I gave up. I quit looking. And then I finally, was it yesterday when I texted you?
I think.
Yeah, it was yesterday. And I just was like, oh, what the heck, I'll check. And I went and looked, clicked on it. And like, I don't know if it was the day before. It was like, he uploaded it this week. And it's Tuesday when we're recording this.
It was uploaded that day.
That day?
It was uploaded 16 minutes before you told me.
Yeah. So I just, on a whim, checked. And I hadn't checked in about 3 weeks. Maybe about a week ago, I don't know. And I was like, I immediately texted Cody, Nate, not Drew. Drew doesn't care.
And it wasn't that great.
No, it was not worth. It was good. I'll say it was good.
It wasn't worth the wait. The problem is this guy's got this huge following on YouTube, like something
like
we
200,000 subscribers or something crazy.
It's something we would kill to have, like this crazy number. And then
him and Tristan or Holden from Holden Reviews.
Holden does not have much.
He doesn't have much?
Tristan has a lot.
Tristan has a lot.
Because Holden doesn't put anything out either.
That's true.
But like, just he finally puts this out. The problem is the wait. Like the wait has made everyone expect so much out of this, and then it's just like, oh, we're just waiting for this. I mean, but the thing that gets me is that he's got all these subscribers, and I'm sure he cares, but the way he treats it and the way he acts just makes it feel like he doesn't care. And we're not trying to hate on him because we love the stuff that he does, and that's why we feel bad. We want him to.
He's funny. Like, honestly, go check his videos out. They are great. He puts a lot of time into his editing, which is why the first couple weeks to a month I gave it a slide because I was like, he's got a lot of editing to do. Plus, he does have a full-time, I think he's an engineer of some kind, engineering job. And he did come out, and I really do respect this. He did come out at the end of the video. Fun? I won't spoil the end of his actual video, but he did put like a little vlog at the end of it, stating as to why he was gone. He's like, I'm not dead. I'm still here. I've been busy with my job. I've been busy with other distractions, and then what I assume is his girlfriend tackled him. So he's obviously, been busy with a girlfriend. And he says that he is going to plan to put out more videos and stuff, just stay tuned, blah, blah, blah. I don't know how well I believe it, just considering his track record from all last year. I don't know if he'll put out more stuff, but I hope he does, because I do love his reviews. His reviews are funny.
Okay, well, I think we should honestly just move on. I don't want to... This is something that we care greatly about with Giguk and everything that he's doing, but... It's not really anime news, so I think we should get into... Not stay on it for too long.
Right.
Let's get into actual
news.
Anime stuff.
All right, what do you got? What do you got for me? Lay it on me.
You already know all these things. They were all going to be surprises to Drew and Nate, but they're not here, so... You're just going to make you remember them, and then we'll discuss.
I will remember you...
On Adult Swim, they're playing Dragon Ball Kai and One Piece from 8 to 9 p.m.
I'll act
on
surprised
Saturdays.
for Drew and Nate.
On Saturdays.
What? That's awesome. Didn't we talk about that last week, actually?
Nope.
We didn't. Oh.
Nope. We talked about it in the car on the way to work.
Last week.
Yep. Yeah, this news did come out last week.
But that is awesome. I think you and I have talked about it at great lengths. He and I have talked about it a lot, which to us, we're like, we've talked about it so much, but we're going to have to do our best to really kind of talk about it more, because we got to provide the content.
They know.
We got to provide the
Wasting
content.
minutes telling them stuff that we don't need to tell them.
I'm trying to provide the content.
This isn't the content.
This is the content, people. Did you come here for this?
The content is that this is awesome. This is a really good thing because... This is, what they said is that if this does well, and you guys should really go and try and watch this.
This is, what, you said 8 or 9?
It's 8 to 9 p.m.
8 to 9, so they're just playing 2 episodes a night. Or 2 episodes on a Saturday.
Yeah, playing 1 Dragon Ball Kai and 1 One Piece. Which not a lot, but those are the 2 shows to do it with.
It's what we're getting. I'm happy about it.
You should really watch it because if the ratings are good on this could be a sign of Toonami coming to a better time slot.
Than midnight.
Which is what we really want, but at the end of the day, and we did talk about this, and I feel like we may have talked about this on other things too, I don't know if we did or not, but I don't think I care anymore. Honestly. I don't really care if Toonami's on TV. Yeah, Toonami is on TV, but if it's on a better time slot, just because... Yeah, it would help anime become more mainstream, but I've gotten to a point where I'm like, I think it's going to happen as a natural progression anyway, from the internet becoming as popular as it is. But I don't care because anime is so readily available now and so easy to get.
You can walk into Walmart now and see.
Well, I don't even just mean buying it. Like, jump on Hulu, Crunchyroll, Netflix, jump on any of these places, or other means of getting anime that I know some of you do. You know what I'm talking about.
You know what you do.
But it's just so easy to get. Like,
right.
It's not a problem. So why would I want to wait until the weekend to watch a show that I could have watched like 5 days before, and all my friends have already seen it, and I'm just like, I'm waiting for the to air on Toonami. Or if it's not coming out the same time as the Japan one, like what Space Dandy did, then I'm waiting 6 months for it to get dubbed and then come out on Toonami. And by that point, nobody cares about this show anymore.
When you could have just as easily gotten on Netflix now, and they had Attack on Titan. I think they got it like maybe 2 weeks after it was finished, and it wasn't dubbed. Like, it wasn't even planned to be dubbed at that point. Well, it was probably planned, but they hadn't announced anything.
Well, I'm sure it was
planned. They hadn't announced Bryce Pappenbuff as Eren Yeager. Cody's got a bit of a headache.
I'm pushing through.
Just for you guys. Just for you.
Yeah. I could have said I'm not coming tonight, and I did it first. But then I said, no, we got to do this.
Just for the fans.
If you were on the stream when Dakota called, you remember the conversation. Anyway,
he was streaming before we came over here.
So, yeah, I don't know if I want it. If I want Toonami, I don't know if I care. I think the only way it's gonna be able to do well is if they do like what they did with Space Dandy, where Space Dandy actually came out here in English a day before it came out in Japan. And if all the shows that they're airing on Toonami
that was a test for that kind of thing, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it did great.
Yeah.
I think more shows should do that.
If all shows on Toonami are doing that, that's the only way I see this being successful. I can't see it working today. If they should have done this, this should have been a move. This is a move that should have been done 5 years ago, maybe.
Something like that.
Maybe even longer. It should have come back a while ago. It's too late.
They should have just never got rid of Toonami.
Yeah, that was an idiotic move to begin with.
Like, what was good? I mean, everybody talks about it. We know Cartoon Network sucks now. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's got a couple shows that aren't terrible. Gumball, but that's about it. A lot of people like Adventure Time and Regular Show. I don't hate Regular Show, but I mean, there was a time, again, I'm not going to go too deep into this because it's been talked about to death by everybody. But there's a time when you had a ton of variety of cartoons. You had the Johnny Bravos and you had your things, and I understand things have to come to an end. You had Toonami on every night at 5, 6?
Well, that's not the problem. It's not just the one to end things. It's that they got a new president who hates anime.
Oh, is that really what it was?
They got a new president of Cartoon Network, and he did not like anime. He just was not into it. And
even though it was bringing in the ratings? Because it was bringing in the ratings like crazy.
We don't know that. Maybe the other shows were bringing in better ratings. Maybe we were in the minority. You didn't watch it, actually.
I watched.
So maybe I was.
I watched more than what you think.
Really?
I watched a lot of Zatch Bell. I really liked that show.
Maybe it was really in the minority, and we just felt like it wasn't, just because we liked it. I think we're gonna take an early break. I gotta ask. Did you see the Zelda trailer?
I haven't.
Okay, we're gonna have to take an early break so Dakota can watch this so that we can talk about it, because that's the next news.
We'll be right back. Fade out.
Alright guys, we're back. So we teased slightly before the break that we were going to talk about a Zelda thing. And the news is that I don't know the YouTube channel. Do you still have it on your
Player
phone?
Piano.
Is that was the channel? It said in collaboration with Player Piano.
The channel was Player Piano.
Okay, well, we think it's Player Piano. Dakota's sure of it. Look it up. I'm sure you'll find it. Even if it's not the channel, I'm sure you'll find it. Or, actually, best way to do it, just if you want to see this, go on YouTube and look up Legend of Zelda. What did
live action. I just typed in Zelda live action.
Zelda live action.
The first thing that pops up.
Basically, this has been scouring the internet, but not as much as the Power Rangers thing was, so you may have missed it. And it's a live action.
A lot of live action web series starting.
Well, that's what we're going to get into in a minute. But it's a live action Legend of Zelda made by fans. Now, we are getting a live action Legend of Zelda from Netflix, but we've not seen anything about it yet. No cast, no trailer, no nothing. We got a trailer for this fan-made one. Mm-hmm. And so you go ahead and tell me what you think, because you just watched it and haven't had a chance to tell me.
All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of brief summarize what happened.
Okay.
Okay, so it's got sweeping shots of what I believe is New Zealand.
I was pretty sure that was Hyrule Field, but he thinks it's New Zealand.
You cut to, a bunch of trees and forest stuff, which is what you would expect from a Zelda, and then you see a horse galloping, and Epona, however you want to pronounce it.
I always said Epona, and then Pear on IGN always calls it Epona, and I was like, I just like how that sounds.
Epona. Well, he's also freaking German.
I know.
I prefer Epona.
But go on.
But I think you told me it's Eponia one time. Or no, that's what Katie called it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I heard her say Eponia, and I was like,
well, go on.
It's not even a little thing above the end. But no, he's riding along on a trail and cuts, and you can see the shield and whatnot. And then the horse looks just like Epona. And then he gets off.
Very horse-like.
Yeah, and he gets off, and you see him just kind of stand there, and he's got this really cool-looking outfit on. Like, I can't think. I think it's like a cloak or a cape of some kind.
It's like his tunic, but it's...
He's still got his tunic, but he's got like a green cape going over it, too. And then Navi flies in, and she's got this really high-pitched Navi voice, but she's like, hello, are you ready to go?
It definitely didn't have a British accent.
It did.
It definitely
Listen
did.
to it again. And then you're expecting him to be like, yes, let's do this. But then he just looks at her and then looks over off camera, and you just hear, and then they just start walking, and it's like, he doesn't talk!
As far as we know.
As far as we know, but I mean, the way that it looks like they're going to pull it off, if they can pull it off with him not talking.
And in the background, they had a beautiful, like, rendered, looks like Ganon's
Well, it was
castle.
It was the foreground, because they were walking towards it. That's foreground. Background is behind you. Foreground is behind you. Just saying.
Shut up. Jesus Christ. You're the type of person that ruins movies for people. God, look at that background. Don't you mean the foreground?
You get so mad.
I'm just saying, you're that person, and then they're like, I'm not inviting him to movie night again. But, anyway, it looked off in the foreground.
Oh, yeah, that's New Zealand. Oh, that's Hyrule Field, sir. Come on.
That was obviously a joke. Obviously, it's not Hyrule Field.
I was halfway kidding.
But anyway, so I'm losing my train of thought. So this looks really awesome.
Yeah, it does.
And all I gotta say is the Netflix one has got some competition. But I also gotta say the YouTube one might get the balls sued out of them.
Yeah.
Because if Nintendo's working with Netflix to make a series that they want to do well, Nintendo's known for taking down fan things.
This is obviously something that was probably in the works before.
Oh, I'm sure.
You know, and then this thing came out and they're like, we gotta release something now. We can't just, you know. And,
this could be the hero if the Netflix one sucks.
Yeah.
Because this looks like it's gonna be good.
I've got high hopes for the Netflix one only because is Nintendo just like they're partnering with it, right?
I don't know how much involvement they have.
If they have a ton of involvement, because Zelda,
it'll be good if they're involved.
Zelda and Mario, those are their babies, and they're not gonna sit there and, you know, they already had a slander once with twice actually with the Zelda cartoon, which is very poorly received. Back in the day, a lot of people liked it, but then a lot of people now are just like, meh. And then there's another like Zelda like point and click adventure game that Nintendo doesn't even acknowledge.
CDI,
there you go. Because it's just that like Eiji Numa, like he's just like, what? We didn't do that. What are you kidding me?
He didn't do it.
Well,
another company made it.
Yeah, but he's just like, nah, bruh, that's not ours.
And in the Mario movie.
The Mario movie, yeah, that's why after the Mario movie is when Nintendo started becoming really protective over their stuff, which is why it's really surprising that they're actually doing a live-action Zelda. But I think a live-action Zelda translates better to live-action than, say, Mario would.
You know what, now that I'm thinking about it, I kind of wish they would do a live-action of instead of Zelda. Because this can be pulled off by these fans.
What's that?
This is something simple enough that it can be pulled off. I would honestly love to see a really adult, really grounded, gritty Metroid.
Oh, I've thought that for a long time.
That would be
Like
just the bee's knees.
That's what Colin was talking about. He'd rather have a Metroid. As big as space is right now with Star Trek and Star Wars and Guardians of the Galaxy, Metroid would be the perfect thing. I know we're talking about video games. We're an anime podcast, but you're getting what's going on right now in the community.
They're very related.
But yeah,
I think everyone expects that we'll talk about games from time to time on here.
Yeah.
I don't think we got to explain it.
But no, a Metroid movie. I think a series would be better, honestly.
Yeah, I don't want a movie.
And as popular as Firefly is, give me a season of a Metroid movie. Or a Metroid series. I bet you anything they're going to... If the live-action Zelda does good on Netflix and it gets really well received, because they're not going to just half-ass it. They're not. Netflix is the perfect place for this to come out on. It's not because Netflix, they know what fans want.
Well, we've talked about this movie before. Oh, excuse me. This series. Since we're under limited time, I really don't want to rehash things we already talked about.
Right.
So the next thing that we do need to talk about, though, is that it's just live action fan series in general. Mm-hmm. Because this is becoming a thing. Like, it was always a thing, but it's becoming really a thing, like a mainstream thing. Like, yes, this is fan made, but that does not mean that it is bad anymore. Like, I think it probably all started before this, but I think the real boom that really pushed this...
Can I guess?
You probably know. Yeah.
Beat Down Boogie.
Yes, Beat Down Boogie with their Mario Warfare series.
Oh my god. When did they start doing that? In 2000?
It was years ago.
You said it worked on it for 2 years?
Mm-hmm.
So when they just finished last year? So 2012 is when they started.
I'm guessing, I think they started pre-production stuff in 2011.
Yeah.
So. And I know they did a first series that never came out, and they didn't like it, scrapped it, and then redid the one that came out.
They did. It's low budget and high budget at the same time.
That's why the fan things work. The reason the fan things work is because people aren't as critical to it. If Netflix made what Beat Down Boogie made, people would have been like, what the F?
Netflix made this? Come on, Netflix.
They'd be like, this...
And the quality of that.
They'd be like, the quality of this is garbage for Netflix. They'd be like, this doesn't follow the story at all. I'm going to complain about that. Like, this is stupid. But because it was a fan that made it...
Yeah, Beat Down Boogie.
Everybody loves it, and I love it.
It's insane. I showed it to my friend Sam, who is, very, very quick to judge on things all the time. He's like, I don't know about that. I showed him. He was even like, we'll watch 1 or 2 episodes. Each episode's 10 minutes. If you haven't seen it, go look it up.
You don't watch 1 or 2 episodes.
It's an hour and a half. You just sit there and you just marathon. Didn't you say someone made it into a long movie?
They did.
Find that. Just sit there and watch it like a movie, and you'll have the best time of your life with watching Mario.
And if you didn't hear what it was called, it's Mario Warfare by Beat Down Boogie. Just look it up on YouTube. It's a YouTube series, and it's amazing. But this kickstarted, I think it kickstarted. I could be wrong, but I think it kickstarted, even if it didn't kickstart people wanting to make them, I think it kickstarted fans believing in them and believing that these can work. Because now we've got the Power Rangers thing that came out. I don't think anything's ever coming of that. It was just a trailer, not a trailer, but a short, which was awesome.
Well, on top of that, we do have the live-action movie that's been announced coming out next year.
Yeah, but we're just talking about fan-made.
Yeah.
So we had the Power Rangers thing, which was awesome. Now we've got the Legend of Zelda thing coming out. We've got the Dragon Ball Z series that has started with future Gohan and future Trunks set in that world. That is done really good. Okay, here's the thing. Much as you hate Evolution, Evolution's effects were definitely better than this fan series. But everybody's saying... this fan series is so much better than Evolution.
Because of the continuity of the story.
The continuity of the story, and it's fan-made, so they're not being as critical. If this would have come out on the big screens, people would have been like, well, yeah, they follow the continuity well, but the acting's not that good, the kid can't act that great. Every now and then, the scenes, don't, the voices, you can hear the background noise sometimes. People would have been like, I don't know about that. But because it was fan-made... they just let it slide, and because of that, it's going to do really well. And I think it's a great time to be a fan of this kind of stuff, because this is just the beginning, I think. I think there's going to be so much more of this.
I've been telling, that's what I've been saying for the past, year and a half, 2 years, Video games, go back to the 60s, when people were reading comic books. If you were reading comic books... you were considered about like how people who watch anime are. You just go, all you do is you watch anime and you read that weird science fiction-y stuff, because there were weird comic books besides superhero stuff. Mm-hmm. And you were looked at as being like a weird kid. You had no life.
A nerd.
Yeah, just a nerd geek kind of guy. But then, like
didn't get any of that vagina.
Didn't get any of that pulala. But then along comes. There was a few live action adaptations, edgy cartoons, but still up until about, I want to say 2000, which is when X-Men came out. That changed the game for everything. They were like, oh wait, we can do this seriously? Sure, they had to change things for the movies. They gave them leather suits instead of their actual things because they were like, people weren't going to want to see the Wolverine in a series movie. And
they grounded it really well. They grounded it,
but it did great. The movie is a good movie. All the X-Men movies are great. IMO.
Where are you going with this? Speed your stories up. You're telling them slow, and we're on a time crunch.
We got plenty of time,
but we've got a lot of other topics to talk about still.
But you just interrupted me, and you always do this. But see, now we're getting, now superhero movies are the mainstream, X-Men, then Spider-Man, then Hulk, then Iron Man, then all the Avengers stuff that's going on. And, it's like mainstream now. Oh, you like Avengers? That movie rocks. I love comic books. I love superheroes. Now, flash forward, video games in the 80s. Well, everybody's always liked video games. It's kind of the same thing. You sit inside and you play video games all day. Get outside and do something. Mm-hmm. And, don't play Mario. There's a whole world out there to explore.
But now it's coming up.
It's coming up, And
we got a lot of video game movies.
Game movies. And you got the Uncharted movie, and that's what I'm saying.
Assassin's Creed,
and you got these live action fan things. It's coming into the mainstream.
But next is anime.
That's what I'm saying. 90s. Getting to the 90s when anime started kind of getting a little bigger. It's been around since like the 50s. Mm-hmm. Or before. I'm probably wrong. Don't hate me. But it started really kind of coming to the West, like America, in like the early to mid 90s, I want to say, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
it came here before that, but like it got popular. People didn't know it was anime.
Mm-hmm. They just thought it was this weirdly animated cartoon where they had mouth flaps. But so that's the 90s, and I'm gonna say within the next 15 to 20 years, we're gonna start getting live action anime stuff.
I think give the next 10 years to video games.
Yes, perfect.
And then by I think 10 years from now, video game stuff is just going to be so mainstream that it's not even funny.
I think the next decade.
And then in 20 years, I think we'll have anime stuff will just be everywhere you look.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. We got to talk about the next topic really fast because the thing will stop. Sony Pictures registered a domain name for Attack on the Titan.
Attack on the Titan.
If you don't know what a domain name is, it's basically a website name. So they're trying to get this website down, attackonthetitan.com. And if Sony Pictures is doing this basically means it's not been announced, but you can pretty much guess that they're making a live-action Attack on Titan movie in America. And it is theorized that the reason the Japanese Attack on Titan is so weird, because if you don't know, the Japanese live-action Attack on Titan is very altered. Lots of different characters. There's characters that didn't exist. Some characters just look completely different.
Costumes look great.
It's believed because Sony Picture has the bigger wallet. This was surely in talks for a long time. Sony probably bought the rights to be able to do the most realistic Attack on Titan movie here. So Japan wanted to do it, but they have to alter it to be able to have the rights to do it. Mm-hmm. So, for the first time ever, we don't know this yet, but for the first time ever, America could get the more faithful version of a live-action movie than Japan.
The following is so big, like right now, like I don't see how they would not do it as faithful as possible. Changes are going to have to be made.
Of course.
I mean, you got to understand this, people. Don't go into any live-action thing expecting it to be 100% accurate, because changes have to be made for film. That's like I give a lot of things, like I give books a lot of leeway passes sometimes because changes do have to be made unless it's a drastic like Aragon. Mm. So I do think I agree with you. I think America, I think we're going to be getting the more faithful version. That doesn't mean it's going to be 100%. But that means we're going to get the characters, we're going to get the story at least, and I think we're going to get at least 3 movies out of this. But if America's...
Oh. Made a lot of... We'll see.
We'll see. But if the way movie industries have been going lately, it'll probably be 4.
I think we're lucky we're getting 1. Let's see how it does. And all I want to preface this with is don't go into this movie whenever it does come out, whenever you see the trailers. Don't go into it thinking it's going to be exactly like Attack on Titan. Don't go into it expecting to be some crazy like anime thing. Maybe it will be. But don't look at this like people did with Dragon Ball Evolution. Go into this with an open mind. Please, for the love of God, because we need this. We need this movie to do well, and we need the Ghost in the Shell movie to do well, so that anime has a chance to become mainstream. This is the beginning. We're seeing the little seeds being planted right now for, like we said, 20 years down the line, for this to just be the normal thing. We'll have had Attack on Titan movies, and then by then we'll have had the rebooted series of the Attack on Titan movies. Like, I mean, yeah.
I got you.
We got to go to break, and then when we come back, we're going to talk about Parasyte. And if you're not caught up on through 21, I think it is.
Something like that.
It's either episode 21 or 22. I think it's episode 21. Then skip the next segment. Just skip ahead until you...
Skip ahead like 10 minutes.
Yeah, until you don't hear Parasyte stuff anymore. So we'll be right back.
We'll say Parasyte every 2 minutes. 44 from the ground to the floor.
What you wanna do? We're gonna smack that whore.
That didn't even rhyme.
Floor whore?
Your part didn't rhyme. What you gonna do? Gonna smack that whore.
No, I was rhyming with Rocker for
Oh.
Okay, guys, welcome back to Nakamacast. It's just me and Dakota here at the round table of... It's not
Square.
round.
The round table that's a square.
We're talking about Parasyte.
Parasyte.
Dakota finally caught up, and I've been dying to ask him, are you surprised that Shinichi gave Murano the D?
Shinichi and Murano boned!
I was
sitting there
shocked.
cheering my guy on. I was like, yeah, you do it, boy! You do it!
I was so shocked at this, but it makes so much sense, because I've seen people saying, well, they just tacked that on at the end. They just tacked that to try and make you feel more for them, blah, blah, blah. No, this makes perfect sense. He was in his lowest. He had given up faith. He's ready to die. He believes he is going to die. Because, wouldn't you, with everything that happened, Murano comes, basically just lays out for him.
She's just
basically.
She's got like a landing strip pointing to her vagina, and she's just like, do it.
But the thing is, she knew that he needed something like this. I don't think she did this just for her, just because she wanted it. She could tell something's wrong with him. So, like, he's not okay. He needs... Not necessarily...
some form of intimacy.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily trying to say he needed to get... like, a
laid.
bang. Like, he needed
some form of, like...
a connection with another human being.
Yeah.
To remind himself that he's still human.
Because the only person he has that's in his life that's human still is his dad.
Yeah, and the only person... The person, quote-unquote, that he's normally with and speaking with is Migi. So you gotta be losing his effing mind. There's no intimacy there. Nothing. No connection. That thing is like just a computer that's just bound to keep itself alive. So it made perfect sense. When people are in their worst, they turn to things like this. They turn to drugs, alcohol, or human connection.
Drugs, alcohol, sex, yeah.
Yeah, and he chose what I would say is the most healthy one. And at the end, though, it was perfect because he comes out, he's done, they banged, he's like, I love you, blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, I'm gonna win. I'm gonna live. And he says it, and that's leading into the last 3 episodes.
There's only 3 episodes left.
Yeah, 2 or 3. It's either 24 or 25. And,
you know what I just realized? You didn't turn the light on.
I didn't. It's okay. We don't have as many people in here. We're not having to light up Drew this time.
My face is a little dark.
Did you hear me?
Yeah, we don't have Drew this time. Oh.
We don't have to light him up.
Because he's black.
Anyway, But so other than the Murano and Shinichi doing it, what else do you have to say about all that? Because a lot went down since we last talked about Parasyte.
I want to know how if they're gonna be able to kill that guy, the real big dude.
So just so you know, just so we gotta catch you guys up, not the CCG because that's Tokyo Ghoul, but just the police. Like I don't know what they were. Investigator guys.
Man, that was making me mad. It was like they would just kill anybody.
They set up a thing because they knew that there were a lot of parasites in City Hall, so they set up a trap to get them, and it's just not working how they want. So they're just effing. It gets to the point where they're just mowing people down. If you're a human, it doesn't matter. You're gonna die because you could be a parasite. Like, and the guy, I just thought it was crazy because they've got the killer in there. The one who's a murderer who can see the parasites, and he's like, "You're a murderer too. Like you're just as bad as me." To the main like
the guy
police guy who's just walking through killing people, and it's proof when he starts to be able to tell the parasites apart himself because he knows what it looks like when a human's about to die, and when he's about when he sees one, and then he knows the look in the eyes of someone who's not human because he's learned it. Yeah, he's learned it because he's killed enough, and that just. Then the freaking guy escapes.
He takes after the big dude, Goto.
Goto. Oh Jesus Christ! Goto is gonna be a problem.
Goto, we'll get to him. Goto freaking just annihilates everybody in.
This guy is basically a god. Like he has ascended.
Is he the one that's got like 5 parasites in him?
He's the one that he fought earlier.
So that's the reason they shoot him in the chest, but his heart's not in his chest. Mm-hmm. So nobody knows where his heart is, but nobody knows that, so they don't know to just aim and fire at will. Mm-hmm. They're just like fire at him. Yeah. They're just doing what they've been taught. But he's like, I'm gonna give you 2 minutes, see if you can do anything. He's just toying with him at this point. Yeah. And they're shooting at him, and then they hear all these like clinkety clanks going around.
I knew what was happening immediately. I was like, effing run! Do you not? There's no blood coming out of this guy. Run!
So basically, he like absorbs all the bullets, and then like doesn't do that thing where you think where he's like he like throws them.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool.
That was really cool, and throws them, and then they penetrate the armor to the point, which means they're moving faster than a regular bullet would move because they're penetrating all their armor. One guy lives, kind of.
Unfortunately.
And I think he just kind of walked by him. He was like, he's going to die. Because he tried to shoot him, and he was just like, meh.
But also, Goto is in the gym. Whew. This guy is a monster.
He is ripped.
I feel like he could go toe-to-toe with Goku, early Goku. Like Saiyan Saga Goku. I feel like this dude could go toe-to-toe with him and put up a freaking fight. Goku would have a problem. Yeah. But Goto, at the end of one of the episodes, he sees Shinichi, who wasn't really involved in this operation. He sees him, and he's like, "You're still alive. I'm going to kill you, but not now. Like, I'm tired. I'm not going to kill you right now." And it just drives Shinichi crazy. And that's why he ends up turning to Murano. The other thing I do want to talk about before we get into how I still think Murano's going to die, and I feel like it's been confirmed for me at this point. Mm-hmm. I do want to say I was shocked that the mayor guy was a human.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
That was insane. I could not believe that. I was like, because Goto tells him, he's like, you could get out of here. And you think it's because he's a strong parasite. You know, he could kill his way out and get out. But really, it's just because they'd have let him out. Because he's like the mayor. Mm-hmm. Is that what he is? The mayor?
He was some kind of governor of some kind.
Governor, that might be it.
Some kind of, he was in a position of political power.
Yeah, high political power. And he's just like, you could get out of here. And he's like, no. I think he knew he was going to die. He was just like, let it happen. But I'm just like, what had to happen with this guy to make him turn to the parasites? And just totally agree with the parasites. Though more and more, I find myself kind of agreeing with the parasites.
Really?
Humanity in this show is evil. And I think that's what they were trying to show. The guy's just going through killing normal people. And the parasites, they were starting to try and work together to actually build something. And they're learning. I think, I don't know. I got to see where this goes.
It's really, but think about this. Would you want you if it weren't for the parasites, none of this shit would be going on anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, one get inside your head. You want one?
I mean, I totally agree, but
you know, it's very double-sided. I see where both sides stand.
it's a lot like Tokyo
I'm a little more
Ghoul.
human side because I don't want to be a parasite.
Well, it's a lot like Tokyo Ghoul for me. Tokyo Ghoul is worse on it. We're not going to get into a Tokyo Ghoul discussion, but just really quick, we'll say this. It's a lot like Tokyo Ghoul in the fact that Tokyo Ghoul makes you feel for the ghouls, and you want the ghouls to win, but then they show so much story on the investigators that suddenly you're like, well, I don't want these people to die.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know who to root for at this point, because I like them all. That's kind of the same in Parasyte, though I do know that I don't want to root for Godo. Is that his name? That mother effer's crazy. He's probably going to be the final enemy.
He was even... Well, he's on the poster art.
Oh, he is?
He's in, like, the background.
Yeah, he's surely the final enemy in Parasyte, but are we going to get a season 2?
Well, we'll have to see.
We've only got a few episodes left to not only wrap up this problem with Godo, but to wrap up what are the parasites? Where do they come from? Why are they here? How is this going to be solved? Just because you're killing Godo, this is just one guy on one part of the world. Mm-hmm. How do we know there's not stronger ones out there? Like, I feel like it can't end yet.
I agree.
But I guess we're going to have to see. And then Murano.
She's going to die.
It's confirmed for me because they did it. He fell completely in love with her from what he said. Now he wants to live for her.
Because she even was like, no matter what happens, what bad things happen, I'll be with you, or whatever. However she worded it, I'm paraphrasing. It's like, oh, she's gonna die.
To me, it just makes so much sense that she's gonna die.
Obviously.
I'll say Drew's point of view here, because I talked about him with him the other day. He says that it's too obvious at this point.
I was thinking that.
Yeah, he says to anyone now, like, it'd be too obvious. He says the writers of this show are more creative than that.
But it's following the manga.
Writers of the manga, then. Whoever wrote it is more creative than that, is what he's saying. And I do agree. They are more creative, so maybe she won't die, but...
I mean, I don't want her to die, by any means. I don't. But I got stakes riding on this.
Actually, there's a new bet that I want to make.
Uh-oh.
I think Toka's going to die in Tokyo Ghoul.
Okay.
But you don't have to be caught up to hear this.
Okay.
Well, you actually do for part of it, so I won't tell you that part.
Well, you said he's holding somebody.
That's the thing I'm getting at. If you look at the promotional art, somebody's gonna die. He's holding somebody in his arms who's dead. Nobody's died yet that he holds in his arms like that. Who's it gonna be? And with some stuff that's happened in recent episodes that I can't talk about, it doesn't confirm that Toka's gonna die, but to me it makes me think I could see it.
Okay.
So I just wanted to throw that out there before I forget next week.
I don't know. What's your bet?
I don't really have a bet. I just think she'll die.
Okay.
I'd bet something, but I don't have the money to be buying people food.
I don't either, but I mean, I made the bet.
And I think once you see the episodes, you're going to agree with me.
I made a gentleman's agreement. Huzzah.
But yeah, that's pretty much... Is there anything else you want to say about Parasyte? We'll go into our final topic.
Parasyte? No, I'm looking forward to tomorrow's episode. Tomorrow will be the last episode.
It's not. I looked it up. It's 24 or 25. I don't remember.
Well, that was 20. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
That was 21. I'm almost positive. So we're going to stop and get into our last segment. We will be right back after this commercial break.
We're biggity back!
Hey guys, welcome back to Weekday One Up.
Back on the track!
Nakamacast. Keep your eye on that. See if to make sure the camera doesn't do that again.
My eye right on it.
Okay, we're on to our final thing, and we're starting a new segment every week, which is the fan suggested topic.
Send us in suggestions. We're gonna talk about them.
You can leave it in the comments on the Nakamacast YouTube or in any of my videos on convention reviews or the Weekday One Up videos. But if you do, you gotta make sure, because this one actually came from a Weekday One Up video. Gotta make sure that you write, this is a Nakamacast suggestion. Okay. And that's what they wrote. So,
you know what I realized? We never introduced ourselves.
They know who we are at this point.
This is Cody, I'm Dakota. Mr. Director.
So,
Never put up the line, didn't introduce ourselves. You're messing up.
It's a really off day for this podcast. It's a really off day. And I really, really wish that Drew and Nate were here for this topic because this is something that they would really have a lot to say about this.
I think you did tell me about this, but I don't remember what it is.
I sort of wonder if we should save this. We already started it.
Okay, how about me and you talk about it this week?
And
then next week we'll hear their opinions.
We'll do a short segment about it.
A short segment at the beginning.
Okay.
We'll do that for any time they miss something like this.
But leave suggestions because we need suggestions for topics. These will be longer topics to talk about. And just so you know, if you do watch Weekday 1-Up and you've left suggestions there, you can leave the same thing here because we've got 2 more minds to talk about it here.
Yeah, we love that.
Can be fleshed out more. We don't care to re-talk about things that we've talked about.
Heck, we've taken episodes of Weekday 1-Up that we've just kind of touched base on and brought them here. Like some of the live action anime thing that we really went into, like I think 2 weeks ago. Yeah, that was a Weekday 1-Up episode that we brought over here and we were like, what are we doing?
So, this is by Let me
see.
I don't want to see it because you'll read the topic.
Here, Kovi.
Capinjana.
Al Capinjana.
I'll let you look at it after I read the topic.
I got you.
Dealing with friends and family who bash anime. Okay, read the name.
Ahoy.
Ahoy?
Ahoy Capinjana.
I'm terrible at reading.
Ow?
Ahoy Capinjana. That makes so much more sense.
Like, ahoy Capinjana.
Yeah. Guys,
sorry, Captain Jenna.
We should really let Dakota read.
Wait, no, wait. Captain Jenna is the name, and she's saying ahoy to us. Ahoy, Captain Jenna. I don't think ahoy is the name, is it?
No, I think someone's saying ahoy to Captain Jenna. Ahoy, Captain Jenna. Don't really care. So, dealing with friends and family who bash anime. This is not who don't like it or don't understand it. This is people who bash it.
Like
straight up bash it.
You just did story time.
Yeah, kind of. It's a little different. But it's related. So what do you got to say about it? I've not experienced it a ton. Whenever I experience it, it's sort of something we've talked about in the last few episodes, honestly, where I'm just kind of like, shut the F up. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. And I try and explain it to them. I try and get them to understand what it is. That it's not some porn. That it's not some stupid cartoons. I try and get them to understand it. And if they won't accept it and they won't listen to it, then I'm just like, I don't need you in my life. Like, honestly, I don't need you. But you're talking about friends and family. I'm talking about people who are expendable. So friends or family...
My family, they just kind of... The most that happened when I first started getting into it was the day before... The day before we went and saw Dragon Ball Evolution.
Which is what got Dakota into anime. Let that be known on the record.
That's what got me into
Dakota
anime.
watches anime because of Dragon Ball Evolution.
So I can hate it as much as I want, but...
So this goes back to my point really quick. If anyone says, Cody, those live action movies that you keep saying are going to maybe make anime mainstream here, those don't matter. They're live action.
They got me, and like I was like...
The worst one made this guy watch it. Think of what a good one would do.
Exactly.
So anyway, go on.
I don't even remember what I was saying.
Your mom, the day before...
No, it was my stepdad.
Your stepdad, stepdad, same person.
We were at some kind of Easter church thing. I don't know.
Easter church.
I had plans to go with you and Mason and I think Chris.
Whittle me?
Yeah, Whittle you? To go see it. And my mom was like, what movie are you seeing? And I was like, Dragon Ball. No, I just kind of muttered, and she was like, Dragon Ball. My stepdad immediately knew. He's like, that cartoon that was forever ago. But I keep bumping the table today.
F you.
That's the most I ever got. My grandma's very accepting of it. Like, I'll sit there and tell her, like if it's relevant to the conversation, I'll tell her about an episode of, like, FMA that I watched. If it's because her and I have very deep conversations. And, she went to the point where she went to GameStop for Christmas one time because she knew I was into anime, and she went, do you have any anime games or anything? And the guy was like, not really, but there's Naruto. Ninja Storm 2.
And this time, Dakota was not into Naruto.
Not into Naruto. I'm probably going to watch some Naruto tomorrow.
I doubt it.
No, I really want to get into it.
Every time he says it, he never does. So I'll believe it when he does it, but I'm just going to doubt it for now. This is the safest bet.
I doubt it.
I doubt it. You know what you can guarantee?
What's that?
I'm gonna watch Lost when I get home.
Oh, dang.
Anyway.
Diggity dang.
I'm gonna eat popcorn and watch Lost.
Dang.
It's gonna be great.
Oh, I had popcorn today.
Fourth time going through Lost. I'm sure that's not the most of anyone. I'm sure someone's watched it like 20 times.
It's so freaking good.
It's amazing, bro. Totally off topic. Do you think anybody else from the group could take Saeed?
Anybody else from
just the group?
I thought you meant our group. I was
no.
like, are you kidding me?
Like we're not gonna talk about this for long. Just really quick. For anyone who has watched Lost, on the island, me and Drew were talking about this. Anybody else you think one-on-one could another survivor from the crash? Not anyone else that comes in later. Just do you think any of them could take Saeed in a fist fight?
Only one.
Who?
Mr. Echo.
I wonder, dude. Because Saeed's quicker.
Saeed's quicker, but Mr. Echo has the buff. Saeed's slower.
I think Saeed...
Mr. Echo's slower, but...
Dude, I don't know, dude. I think Saeed's
it'd be a good fight.
He's willing to play dirty. I think he would just break some kneecaps, F him up really quick. I think it'd be done quick.
I'm just saying, I think you're saying if anybody could take Saeed, it would be Mr.
Okay,
Echo.
if anyone could, it'd be Mr. Echo, but I'm not convinced that he could. I don't know. But anyway, we're totally off topic. Friends and family who bash anime. Here's the problem. We have surprisingly accepting friends and family.
Oh, wait, I got one. One real quick. That Asian dude, because he does kind of beat the crap out of him. The Asian dude from, season 4.
I'm saying original survivors.
Oh.
But what Asian dude? I don't know what we're talking
He's
about.
the one in the temple, and he cuts his hand. He goes
no, I'm talking about original survivors.
Okay, yeah.
Original people.
Because he does kind of...
Like Jack, Sawyer, Jin.
Because the Asian dude does kind of kick the crap out of Saeed.
I think the next strongest one is Jin, personally. I think the only one that could take Saeed, he's not a survivor, but I think Ethan from season 1. Ethan was a mother effing monster.
You know who I think could take the beating from Saeed, and then when Saeed was tired,
take him out?
Just be like, boom.
Who?
Not Ben. Ben just gets the crap beat out of him every episode. Sawyer. Sawyer is the Vegeta of the show where he can take a hell of a beating and then just come back and just beat the fuck out of you.
I think Saeed would... I think the difference between Saeed and a normal person on the show is Saeed will kill you. I think that's the thing. Saeed will not... If he knows it's coming down to it, you're not going to live. Saeed's not just out to fight. He's out to win. Mm-hmm. He will end you. We're talking way... I hope you watched Lost. Because if not, we're sorry.
We told you in the beginning there'd be spoilers.
Lost is the most anime American show ever made. Go watch it if you like anime. You'll freaking love it. If other people say, oh, that show's stupid, shut the F up because they're just bashing it like how people bash anime Cody way.
Here, drop it. Drop it.
It was louder than I wanted. I brought it down because I was like, I don't know how. This is heavier than I expected. I don't want to.
For the listeners, sorry about your ears, but he did drop a mic. We have a mic in here.
Okay. Do you have anything you want to say about people bashing? We're definitely bringing this to Nate and Drew because they're going to have a lot more to say.
Drew's got a lot more because I don't deal with family and friends hating as much because all my friends watch anime.
Because your friends got you into it.
Yeah.
And families are pretty decently accepting.
I remember the first, this isn't bashing, but it's kind of a story. My friend Mitch and Patrick in high school. It was after
Idiots.
first...
Idiots.
No. Those, my friends, please don't. It was after the first anime crossover. Like, Dakota, where'd you go this weekend? I was like, I went to an anime con. They were like, what? And they were like, yeah. And then they started talking. We did inevitably start talking about hentai.
Whoa.
But that's just because we were in high school, and then
those guys.
Patrick was like, I've watched hentai, but we did. It's not like they were like, oh, hentai, you watch that. They were just like, on the topic of anime, they were like, man, I've watched hentai before. And then my little funny thing, Patrick goes, no, I watched. I'm not like jacking off or anything, and I'm just kind of watching it. And then Mitch just goes, no, I was definitely jacking off. As much as you hate Mitch, you gotta admit he has some pretty funny one-liners sometimes.
Hearing that come out of him, I wouldn't laugh. Nothing he said. This is a whole other topic. So there's people in life who, for whatever reason, I'm sure you've had this happen with people too. There's people in your life that, for whatever reason, they just rub you the wrong way.
Oh, I know.
And anything they do, it's like, shut the F up. And like, honestly, there's probably nothing wrong with these people. It's just for some reason your personality just does not click with that person's, and that's how Mitch is to me.
I got you.
It's not that he's done anything to me. I can't with this guy. He's that person for me. Mm-hmm. And I've had another one, which was, his name's Chris. He's out of my life, thank God. He was even worse. Huh? No. Michaels.
I didn't know this person.
Good.
I've heard you talk about him, though.
God.
But anyway,
I'd take Mitch over him any other day.
If you have friends and family that bash your liking of anime, like, for me, I personally would say just ignore it. You know, you like what you like, and your friends should accept you for who you are.
Yeah, here I'll give you a
and family
deep message really quick.
It's getting deep.
Okay. Listen.
I'm listening.
We live one time, as far as we know. If we only live this life once, if it's really all we've got, don't let what other people say bring you down. Even if they're family, even if they're friends, if you love it and if it's what you want to do, it's what entertains you, then do it. Who cares what they say, really?
And this just goes with everything, I'm assuming, not just anime.
Yes, but it's just, as morbid as this is, we have to accept the fact, as much as it sucks, one day, every single person listening to this, both of us, every single person on Earth is going to be dead. Sucks, but when that happens...
One of us dies on the drive home tonight.
But when that happens, do you want to have spent your one life that you've got doing something you don't like because other people hated on the thing you like? Just ignore it. Fight for what you want. Fight for it. Nobody believes in you until you make it. That doesn't have to do with anime, but that's another thing. Like, it's just going into fighting for what you want. Like, everybody who wants something big, who wants something that's out there and doesn't seem attainable, everybody starts from a low place. So, like I said, nobody believes in you until you make it. Most people, you're trying to, like, I don't know, go be a voice actor or something. People are going to be like, I don't do that. You can't do that. You're not going to make that. Until you are a voice actor, then suddenly those people were behind you the whole time. So, just tell people to shut the F up. Like, tell people to shut up. Do what you want to do. If you like it, you like it. It's your opinion. I don't like going out and hunting. I have nothing against hunting. I don't like to do it. I've made fun of it sometimes.
It's early,
but I'm not stopping people. Like,
I used to go hunting with my dad.
Yeah, if people want to do that,
I'm not into that anymore.
Like, if you want to do that, do it because that's what you like. I'm not. Not everyone's into the same things.
You're not into football.
Oh, definitely not. But I don't
hate it.
I've never written a strongly worded letter to
the NFL.
Yeah, to the NFL being like, I do not approve of your association. I am highly offended.
It's a league, sir.
With your league? I don't know the terminology because I don't know. I would know. If I was going to write a letter, I would look it up. I'd be like, I don't like your league. I don't like this guy. I don't like what he did. I don't like that little kids now have footballs. Your ball should be round, not oval shaped or whatever that is.
It's not even you don't even use your feet except for when you kick it twice.
Yeah. Also, soccer. You ever heard of that? That's football.
That's football everywhere else but here. No, but
this is no longer about anime.
Going back to what you said, this has become a Follow Your Dreams cast 2015. Hashtag.
I'm thinking about making an inspirational video. I feel like I could give an inspirational speech in a video. I really do.
Did you hear that? So, about what you're saying, do what you want. When I was in 8th grade, my mom wanted me to join the swim team. I didn't want to do the swim team. I didn't. But, we're good.
I just realized we are actually running out of time.
But I did it. You know, I didn't like it. I'm glad I did it. I can say I did it. The next year, freshman year of high school, I was going to join the swim team. However, there was something else. I was in a drama class, you know, for acting and whatnot. And they were having auditions for some kind of little after school, like, show they were trying to do. And it was the same day as swim tryouts. And
you had to make a choice.
I had to make a choice, and I decided, well, I kind of like this class that I'm in. Maybe I'd like doing an actual show. I didn't really like swim team. And I told my mom, I was like, I can do one or the other, and I'm going to do the acting one. I think I'll like that better. And lo and behold, I did. And if it weren't for...
Did people give you a hard time?
Not so much. My mom, I think my mom was a little disappointed. But, you know... in the long run, I don't care, because if I didn't do that, I might not be here, you know, because it's the reason I got into, like, I wanted to be an actor. And then from there, I got into choir, you know, I sing, you know, got into choir from there and met you, and then we started doing the videos on SVR TV. Go look it up on YouTube. I re-met you, I should say. We've known each other since we were 7.
But we didn't always.
There was like 2 or 3 years where we didn't hang out. I re-met you, and you told me about this thing, and we started doing the videos. And
I basically changed your life. Mm-hmm. Not trying to be melodramatic. It's honestly true.
Yeah, but I'm glad I did it the way I did it. I wouldn't take any of it back for the world, because I may not be here talking to you people right now.
At the end of the day, guys, let's end the podcast out on this note. At the end of the day, if there's something you want, you just gotta go for it. Really, you can't. Think about it like this: that dude you look up to, whoever it is, whether it's some famous actor, a voice actor,
whether it's Jared Leto, Hugh Jackman, Aaron Rodgers of football,
or you know what, it could honestly be us.
Yeah,
I have people tell me all the time.
We're not saying that to be conceited.
No, I have people all the time on my other channel tell me that they want to do what I'm doing. They want to know how I'm doing that. How did I make this happen? And I'll tell you right now how I did it. And it's the only way that you can make it happen, because nobody, unless you're born into it, which a lot of people aren't, start from where they want to be. You have to take the steps. Nobody got anywhere by sitting there going, man, I want to be a voice actor, or I want to be a famous YouTuber, but
I want to be a football
I'll just
player.
wait for it to come to me. Or I'll do 1 or 2 little things, and maybe that'll spiral into something, and someone will notice me. Because, guys, that's not how it happens.
That's how we went about it at first.
You've got to go out. You've got to put in the work. And if you put in the work, and you truly believe in yourself, and you believe in what you're doing, and you love what you're doing, and this is your passion, you don't let anyone else get to you, you'll make it. Mm-hmm. As long as you keep going, you'll either make it or you'll die trying. And if you die still trying to do what you love, you'll be happy.
You tried.
Yeah, you died. You never gave up. You never have to say, I gave up. I didn't make it. Because you just keep trying.
You quoting Jim Carrey?
I'm not.
No, I know.
But I do know his quote is...
It's very close.
Kind of. His quote is, like, honestly, my guiding quote, like, through life.
Because he, like, went and redid college or something, you know, because he wanted...
What happened? Well, no, he didn't redo college. He was giving the commencement speech at graduation, and this is a speech that I literally live by, and I think it's changed my life, honestly, or reaffirmed what I already believed in. And this is what we'll end on, because we do have to go. The camera's gonna shut off. If you guys see it, just turn to the black or something. I'm sorry, we went on just a little too long. But Jim Carrey, I don't know the exact quote. We should look up his commencement speech, but it's something along the lines of that you can fail doing something you hate. So why not try to do something you love? Like, you can fail at that being a Walmart bagger. Obviously, you don't want to do that, but you can fail at that. You can get fired from that. Like, people always say, take the safe route. The safe route isn't as safe as you think it is. Go for what you love and be happy. Mm-hmm. So, that's it. I don't know how this turned. We haven't talked about anime in like 20 minutes.
Real quick, it goes by like what Vic Mignogna said. He's a voice actor. He doesn't make a lot of money, but he said he'd rather make a little bit of money doing something he loves than make a lot of money doing something he hates.
And at the end of the day, guys, that's what really matters.
Do what you want to do in life.
Mm-hmm. If you're just doing it for the money, I'm not saying that's wrong. Everybody goes about life their own way, but
don't do
prepare
it.
To
I'm
possibly
not doing this for money. We're not making squat. I'm doing this because I want to.
Oh yeah, prepare to possibly be unhappy, because you should do what makes you happy. Mm-hmm. That's pretty much it, guys.
But with that, remember to point it up, and we're out.
Yeah, we're out of here, guys. Thanks so much for listening. Next week we'll have the full crew back, and we'll redo your topic.
Leave us a review at Mr. Director on Instagram, at Cody Reviews on Instagram.
And on Snapchat, at Cody Reviews.
Snapchat is Jimmy D. Richards.
See you guys.